Hello, South Elgin High School, and welcome to Storm News. I'm Addison Tinarella.
And I'm Rose Locker. Today we will be finding out information about haunted houses, hearing opinions of staff,
speech and drama, the origins of our rivalry with Bartlett,
digital testing, along with weather and sports.
Storm News starts right now.
The Fall Play Sight Unseen will be shown on this Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. There are 31 clubs currently active and still looking for members. Check out the student bulletin for more information.
There will be military and college visits throughout the week. Check your email and the bulletin board in the comments for specifics.
If you like helping out your peers and want to be a peer tutor, contact Dr. Tucker for more information.
Been dealing with feelings of loss or sadness? Representatives of the Boys and Girls Club will be here today. Stop by the staff lounge for a care kit. Additionally, the fall sports season is ending. Keep an eye out for winter sport registration on 8 to 18.
Thinking about winter sports is making me chilly.
Speaking of cold, Rose, what's the weather like this week?
Well, as for today, we have a high of 64 and a low of 59. Wednesday and Thursday will be warmer with highs in the mid to low 60s. Friday and Saturday will be cooler with highs of 64 and 54 and lows of 51 and 40. It is supposed to rain Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, but it shouldn't ruin your spooky weekend plans for some fun. Back to you, Addison.
Thank you so much, Rose. Speaking of spooky, haunted houses are popping up everywhere. Matt Klinger tells us more.
For those looking for some happy haunts to share with friends, look no further than House of Creeps over at Wintrust Field. This haunted house experience had humble beginnings starting in 2020, where Vicki Hayes and her family found a way to keep spreading some holiday fear.
A lot of the haunted houses were shut down because of all the lockdowns and everything, so we decided, well, we can't go to haunted houses, let's just build our own.
Their home haunts became so popular, they're now working with Schaumburg's annual Halloween Carnival to give everyone a fright to remember.
We have a lot of actors. It's going to be very interactive. Of course, there's no touching, none of that stuff, but they're very fun, interactive, definitely scary, but I think all in good fun.
Tickets are available online and in person for anyone who dares to enter. The Halloween Carnival also offers plenty for people of all ages looking to have some fall fun. Both activities will be open on Fridays through Sundays with varying times, as well as 2 bonus haunted house days on October 30th and 31st, so creep on in if you get the chance. Spooking with Storm News, I'm Matt Klinger.
I just love haunted houses. I might have to check this one out. We should go together.
I don't think so. I hate haunted houses. I think I'd be like laying down in the floor like crying and you'd have to drag me out. No thanks.
Okay, I guess I'll go by myself then. Anyways, administration is growing increasingly more frustrated about students being late to class. Addison looked into that. Let's roll that story.
In South Elgin, teachers and staff are noticing an increase in students late to class, even with the implications of tardy sweeps. Data from previous sweeps has shown about 30 to 40 kids usually get caught up in one. If students are consistently late and reach a certain amount of tardies, the consequences will come on time. Mrs. Spiricino encourages everyone to be on time for the sake of themselves and their future.
The tardy numbers rise, so do the consequences. At a 1-hour detention or a 2-hour detention, you're going to get put on loss of privilege.
Some students may argue that it's hard to get around, but teachers and staff aren't buying it.
Just keep your mouth shut and go to class. You can do it.
Tardy sweeps are random and unexpected consequences during the day to persuade students to be on time as much as possible. The admin will continue to implement these consequences with the hope to bring down the tardy rate.
Whoa, they are not messing around.
I know, right?
On another note, Michael Rossini gives an inside look into speech and drama club.
On the bus return on the right-hand side.
The speech and drama team at South Elgin High School is preparing for their competitive season to start pretty soon. But first of all, what exactly is the speech and drama team?
Speech and drama team is an IHSA activity. There are 14 different individual events, some of which are like dramatic interpretation to humorous interpretation, and then we have some public address events in which students would write their own persuasive speech or informative speech.
Their first competition starts on November 4th, where they will travel to another school and compete. The competition consists of students reciting a piece that they had been working on and being scored on it. Mrs. Kokchansky, the club sponsor, has more.
Typically they will recite their piece 3 times throughout the day, and then they get scored on a series of different scales, and then eventually there is an award ceremony, and hopefully kids get to go home with some hardware.
According to Ms. Kochansky, the speech and drama team is a great way for students to practice public speaking as well as improving their confidence, and can shape them into leaders in the future. The team is still looking for new members, so it's not too late to join. If you're interested in joining, you can contact Ms. Kochansky through her email. This is Michael Rossini for Storm News.
Well, Rose, as mentioned before, winter sports are starting soon, but most fall sports aren't over just yet. Football ended Friday night against Streamwood for our senior night 64-11. The girls volleyball held their senior night last Tuesday also against Streamwood and won both their sets. For most winter sports, tryouts will be held this week and next. Cheer, dance, and boys bowling started tryouts yesterday, but it's not too late to sign up. Girls basketball tryouts will start next Monday. Boys swim and dive and boys basketball will start in November. For any other information regarding tryouts for winter sports, contact the coaches and register on 8 to 18 online. Even though Streamwood was our opponent for most of our senior nights, Tony Cerrone gives us some background on the rivalry with Bartlett.
Everyone in South Elgin knows about the intense rivalry with Bartlett. But what exactly is the history behind this rivalry? Why is it so strong, and when did it begin? It actually began in the midst of South Elgin's inaugural football season in the very first head-to-head matchup against the Hawks.
First year that we played in 2006, we were comprised of nothing but freshmen and sophomores, and they brought their JV guys over here, and they blasted us 48-7. 41-point victory with older kids. It's kind of a bush league move.
The rivalry intensified in 2018, according to Coach Dragon Tionic, when Bartlett's final victory to this day on South Elgin's field was tainted by lots of celebrating.
They celebrated all over our field. They took photos underneath our bleachers, like in front of our bleachers, underneath our scoreboard, etc.
Added to all of that is a trophy known as the Rivalry Bell that travels between the towns with each victory. With its meaning, this trophy is significant to each high school program. Now, the great rivalry has spread to basketball, soccer, and all of the other sports.
I never knew that's why we had a rivalry with Bartlett.
I honestly thought they made it up just to make things more exciting.
Well, you can't have a sports team without the student athletes, and everyone participated in the PSAT testing a couple weeks ago. Rose dug in to find out more.
Our college board decided to have our PSAT and SAT testing online. They used an app on our Chromebooks called Blue Book. It did exceptionally well with a slight issue.
We did have a little bit of a hiccup in the morning where College Board, who runs the PSAT and the SAT, their website actually went down that morning because I think everybody was trying to access it all at once. So we were a little nervous at the beginning, but once people were able to log in, the test itself went great.
We had over 1,900 students who were prepared and ready to test. Only about 15 students did not have their Chromebooks, or their Chromebooks weren't charged, as compared to other schools which had around 50 students unprepared. Way to go, Storm. I'm Rose Lockard for Storm News.
That's really interesting, Rose. Digital tests are taking over the U46 district by storm. That's all we have for you today.
Thank you all for watching our edition of Storm News. Once again, I'm Rose Lockard.
And I'm Addison Tinarella. Have a great day, South Elgin.